Let's now have a look at the recommendations that have been made by the Auditor General in the report on this forest destruction.
Many News First viewers whose feedback we respect and appreciate have asked us why we have not reported on the Wilpattu issue as yet. The clip that you just saw on air was how we reported on the Wilpattu issue way before this issue was being spoken of on social media, as you see in the present times. From back in 2015 and up to date, we have been monitoring the situation and we have brought you exclusive reports on the Wilpattu situation as well. Now, we have several updates with regard to the Wilpattu story today as well. I'm going to draw your attention to the judiciary before we head into more details of the special report that we have set up for you. The petition filed against the destruction caused to the Wilpattu Forest Reserve with the Court of Appeal will be taken up from the 28th of June. The petition was filed against the clearing of land in the Vilatikulam area in the Forest Reserve and the resettlement of people in that area by Nagananda Kodituaku and journalist Malinda Senaviratna, former Minister Basil Rajapaksa, Minister Rishad Badiuddin and Director of the Department of Wildlife Conservation, the Land Commissioner General and the Attorney General, among others, were named as respondents in this petition. Counsel for Nagananda Kodituaku informed court various groups are clearing lands adjacent to the Wilpattu Forest Reserve, and if it continues, the Wilpattu Forest Reserve will be at a serious risk. The Court of Appeal that considered these facts decided to take up the petition for hearing. Now, this was an update from the judiciary with regard to the Wilpattu issue. Now, various people are expressing various views on social media with regard to this Wilpattu issue. To get clarity regarding the situation, we have decided to bring you this special report. Once again, before we go into the details of this, let's hear what Minister Rishad Badiuddin had to say in Parliament today and his opinion regarding this issue.
There is a new project coming in Aruwakkaru Puttlam. 7,900 million rupees has been allocated for this. I request that the matter be looked into. This will be taken about 170 meters from there. Around 200 people are on the streets because of this daily. The people have not been properly informed about this, so they are of the impression that this is unfair. I raised this issue for 2 weeks. After that, the issue of the deforestation of Wilpattu and the deforestation of the Wilpattu Reserve resurfaced again.
Now, that is what Minister Rishad Badiuddin had to say about the Wilpattu issue. Let me draw your attention to the story that we have at hand. Today, a protest was held in the Puttalam town area when the President of the country, who in the recent past we saw threats on the life of the President as well, the President of the country was due to arrive in Puttalam to attend several development projects being declared open in the area. With this in the background, a group of people arrived from to the Puttalam town rather and started a protest there, saying that they are against the Aruwakkalu garbage dump site that is about 40 kilometers away from the Puttalam town. They came all the way to the Puttalam town where the President of the country, the head of state, is, and started a protest there. Now, let's have a look at what happened during this protest.
During the President's visit to Puttalam today, issues surrounding the Aruwakkalu sanitary landfill project were to be discussed. However, a group claiming they want to meet the President voiced their objection, which resulted in police taking measures to disperse them.
That was the situation in the Puttlam town. Let me reiterate the fact that the president, the head of state, was to arrive in Puttlam to declare open several development projects in the area. And these people who were protesting against a garbage dump in Aruwakkalu, which is about 40 kilometers away from the Puttlam city, arrived in the Puttlam city in a situation where the president of the country was also in the same situation. Now, in a backdrop like this, against a backdrop of this nature, why did the police act in this manner? The police media spokesperson SP Ruwan Gunasekara joined us live on our primetime news bulletin, Sinhala primetime news bulletin at 7 in the evening, and this is what the police media spokesperson had to say regarding the situation.
The incident happened in Puttlam. A protest began in the Puttlam town against a garbage disposal facility in Aruwakkaru. At the time the protest was being staged in Puttlam, many VIPs, including the president, were attending a number of ceremonies to declare open projects in the area. Also, there was a court order that was obtained from the Puttlam Magistrates Court imposing certain conditions on the protesters. But the protesters disregarded the court order and acted in an unruly manner, blocked the main roads in the area. As the protesters were acting in defiance of the court order and considering the safety of the general public and the VIPs, and also the disruption in the flow of traffic in the area, the police took legal steps to disperse the protesters. Also, 2 of the protesters were arrested. We will be investigating as to who organized such a protest in the area on a day when a number of events of this nature were to be held in the very same location. It must be noted that they staged this protest in defiance of a court order that was issued, so we had to take legal measures to disperse these protesters.
Now, the police media spokesperson also explained facts to say that this protest, as I said, happened about 40 kilometers away from where the initial location of the problem is, and this seemed to have a political and an organized nature to this particular protest that happened surrounding the Puttlam city where the president of the country was. This is what the police media spokesperson SP Ruwan Gunasekara had to say further.
The area in question is Aruwakkaru in Vanathavilluwa. It is an area situated many kilometers away from Puttlam. This protest was brought to Puttlam where the president was declaring open a number of development projects, and the general public and everyone were inconvenienced by this. This was clearly well organized. An investigation has been launched under the superintendent of police for Puttlam. They had defied a court order. They had acted in an unruly manner. All of them will be produced before court.
Now, at the end of the day, what seems to have happened is, for someone's maybe political reasons, let's call it for organized nature of this protest, people and the police have been put in a situation where the people will be against the police or the police will be against the people. At the end of the day, for political reasons, the people and the police are the ones who are paying the price. You saw people protesting, you saw the police using minimum force to disperse the crowds from that location. As we have to understand, the head of state, the president of the country, was at that location at the time, and the police have to carry out their duty by dispersing the protesters who had arrived there. In all of this, due to political problems created by politicians and politicized problems, once again lead to the general public suffering in the hands of the decisions of the politicians. Now, I told you that the president had also arrived in the area this afternoon for several projects to be carried out. Let's have a look at that event.
The main objective of the Stand Together for the Country program is to provide the people with the best public service and other benefits. A communique issued by the President's media division stated that the program will resolve issues in the fields of education, health and employment. The program, which is a concept of the President, will be implemented in other districts of the island. I respectfully make a request from you. I humbly request you to implement a program under one of your concepts, calling it Puttlam Navodaya or Pupudamu Puttlam, or any program to collectively develop the Puttlam district. I make this request and conclude my address.
MP Range Bandara spoke about different development projects for districts. I agree that the Puttalam district needs a special development program. I will stress the importance of development programs in districts to the government as well as the cabinet. There are no cabinet ministers for the Puttalam district. In my years of political experience, one thing that I know is that a district without a cabinet minister is helpless. Don't get agitated. If someone said that, there are few districts like this.
The President also spoke regarding the police during the event.
It's been 3 months since I took over the police. The activities of the police have become efficient. Police officers from top to bottom have become more enthusiastic. I have given priority to the grievances of the police. I have amended the law required to strengthen the police service. New laws are also being drafted. They are being blamed by everyone and facing many issues. When they go to nab drug peddlers and underworld gang members, they risk their lives. So we must look at the police service in a positive perspective.
The President also declared open the new Municipal Council Auditorium, the Smart Sri Lanka computer unit of the Puttlam district.
Finally, the protest that you saw earlier, where the police had to disperse the protesting demonstrators, took place when the President was attending these two events in the Puttlam town. Again, let me reiterate the fact that due to politicized events of this nature, organized protests of this nature, it is the public and the police that are suffering, and not the politicians who make these decisions, who are behind the screens, who are behind these curtains of these people, and who are deciding to put the people forward and maybe the police also forward, and who at the end of the day cause the public and the police to suffer. A point for the general public to ponder upon. It's back to a commercial break and then to Sandaru at the main desk.